Hey guys, welcome to Mad Scientist BBQ. I'm Jeremy Yoder, and today I'm going to show you what I think is Aaron Franklin's brisket cooking secret. So I'm going to discuss what I think is the secret ingredient and secret method that Aaron Franklin uses to make his briskets so incredibly juicy. But first I have to say, I can't verify that this is what he does. I've never worked there. I've never seen him do it. I don't know that this is what he does, but based on things that I've seen and things that I've heard, this is my best guess as to what happens that gives him maybe a leg up on other people when it comes to making incredibly juicy briskets. Also, I have to note that Aaron Franklin is a better brisket cook than I am. So this isn't me trying to, one-up him or anything like that. It's just, for me, I'm not in love with the things that I know how to do well in barbecue. I'm in love with the pursuit of learning new things. And this is something I wanted to learn, and I thought, well, I want to learn what the guy who's the absolute best at this does so that maybe I can do it as well as he does. Now, I don't think I've gotten to that point, but hopefully this moves me one step closer along that path. The secret ingredient is, in my opinion, beef tallow. Beef tallow is just the rendered fat of beef. So what lard is to pork, tallow is to beef. And I think that it's the best explanation as to what we can see in Franklin's brisket. I used to think that it was 100% that he just had the process nailed. So he figured out how to do everything perfectly. Now I think that's 99% of why his brisket is great. And I think this might be the extra 1%. So why do I think it's beef tallow? To explain that, I have to take you back a little ways. Several years ago, I watched a video on YouTube. Actually, it was a series of videos that Aaron Franklin did, and it was in 3 parts on how to cook a brisket. And I remember watching that and thinking, something's off. And the first thing I noticed was that the brisket that went on looked like an 18-pound brisket, a nice big one. But the brisket that came off looked like it was maybe 5.5, 6 pounds. And I thought, that's too much shrinkage for, that one brisket during the cook. There are other things that I could get into, but I don't want to belabor that point. I just started to examine the videos that featured Aaron Franklin critically. Now, I get why they did that. It was for the production purposes. The crew probably didn't want to stand around for 16 hours while Aaron Franklin was cooking a brisket. So I understand why they did it. But every time I watched an Aaron Franklin video, I was looking for those kinds of things. So when I watched a Bon Appetit video where they sent a guy to work at Franklin Barbecue for 24 hours, I was looking at everything, trying to figure out exactly what was going on. And one thing I noticed was, when they were pulling the briskets off after they'd been wrapped, when they were done, in the wrap, there's lots of liquid. As a matter of fact, the guy who was working there accidentally punctured one of the butcher paper wraps and lots of liquid flowed out. But that was totally different than when I went to Franklin Barbecue. I noticed that the briskets that they unwrap on the line don't have that liquid in there. So I thought, oh, they must rewrap it in new butcher paper. In addition, I noticed that the butcher paper was soaked in grease and the briskets themselves glistened with rendered fat. So I thought, well, how is that possible? Because there wouldn't be enough grease just sitting on that brisket to soak that whole piece of paper. So I thought they must be adding some other source of fat. And I thought, what kind of fat would they be adding? Could they add duck fat or butter? I thought, no, probably not. Those would change the flavor. So the most logical choice was that they were adding beef tallow to the wrap on the butcher paper when they're wrapping the briskets before they hold them and slice them for service. Now, you may ask, why does this matter? It matters because what you perceive as moisture when you eat barbecue is usually rendered fat. There's a reason why on the reheating instructions for a Franklin brisket that you order online, it suggests adding butter because it adds fat and therefore moisture to what you're eating. Now, I don't think he's going to reveal probably that he's using beef tallow, if that's in fact what he's using. Again, I don't know. But the evidence that I've seen points me to beef tallow as the source of all that glistening fat that you see that makes a Franklin brisket so special. So to figure out if this could possibly be a secret to getting super crazy moist brisket, we're going to test it. And what we're going to do to test it is I'm going to try to cook these briskets as much like Franklin cooks his as I possibly can. I'm going to do one without adding beef tallow to the wrap, and the other I'm going to add beef tallow to the wrap when it's cooking, and then after it's done, I'm going to rewrap it in butcher paper that's covered in beef tallow. The 2 briskets are ready to be wrapped. Started them at midnight, so a little after 9 right now. Time to wrap them up. The first one I'm going to wrap exactly the way I always do. So no beef tallow. The second one, I'm going to put beef tallow, this stuff right here, all over the butcher paper where it makes contact with the brisket. And then we're going to cook them to completion. Brisket number 1. No tallow. Back on the smoker. Now before the second brisket goes on, I'm gonna cover the part of this butcher paper that it's gonna touch with some beef tallow. We're going to leave those on until they hit about 203 degrees internal, or when you probe them, they feel like butter. Now you may be wondering, what's this thing I'm wearing around my neck? It's the ThermalWorks Smoke, and it's just a remote thermometer. So I have a probe in there that tells me the temperature of the pit. And so when I'm inside, right now it's really cold, like my ears are burning because it's so cold. I can be in the comfort of the warmth inside and still know what the temperature of the pit is out here. So that's what this thing is. But we're going to let them cook. When they're done, we're going to check back in and we're going to unwrap them, see if they look any different. Briskets are off. This is the one without beef tallow. This is the one with beef tallow. And just to kind of prove a point from the video we saw, I'm gonna kind of tear open this butcher paper because I have to rewrap this anyway, and we're gonna see what comes out. I could have kept going, but my hands were actually getting really hot, so I had to stop. At this point, this paper comes off, new paper goes down, covered in beef tallow, wrap it up again, let it rest. Going down. I'm going nuts with it, we'll see. So I'm going to take these two, put them inside, let them cool to about 145 degrees, then I'm going to take them out, slice them both. Right, the first brisket we have here is the one that was cooked with the beef tallow, and let me tell you, it looks incredible. Glistening everywhere like a Franklin brisket. Nice dark bark, nothing got too soupy and washed the bark away. I'm very pleased with how it looks. Now what we've got to do is slice it open and taste test it, and we're going to see if it's actually going to be more moist than the one that was cooked without the beef tallow. That's good stuff. So perfect. Wow. Incredible moisture. I mean, better than anything I've ever seen. Also, the bark is preserved. It doesn't get soupy, doesn't wash it away. If this isn't what Aaron Franklin does, maybe he should start. But my goodness, this is great stuff. It's just perfect. Exactly the way you'd want each bite. So this is the end cut. It's relatively lean, but with all the beef tallow that's on the board, it kind of picks up what's there, and then each bite becomes crazy moist, crazy juicy for such a lean part of the brisket. Now, this brisket ideally would have rested a lot longer, but we got to get the filming done, and it was about moisture more so than exactly the tenderness we want, but it's still nice and tender. But if you let them rest for longer, I think Franklin rests his briskets for something around 11 or 12 hours. If you did that, you would have an even more tender product. It's the kind of thing where it just looks like the meat gives. And I think that's the only thing this is missing. The beef tallow, I think, made a big difference, but let's compare it to the one that didn't get any beef tallow and see how much different it is. Here we have the one that was cooked without the beef tallow, and just looking at it, it looks a lot drier. The underside looks way drier, but there's no real way to tell exactly how it's going to be till we cut it open, take a look, and give it a taste. Flavor's good. Flavor's pretty much the same. Definitely drier because that outside isn't covered with that rendered fat, so things don't slide and slip past each other while you're chewing nearly as much as they do with the one that's cooked with beef tallow. Let me try another bite, maybe from somewhere else. Maybe see if that's a little bit different. Give this a try. Same thing. Good flavor, just dry. It's not as though this is, super bone dry and gross. It's just, after eating the one that has so much rendered fat on it, this just doesn't compare. It's just not the same. The one with the beef tallow is definitely superior. As you can see, the brisket cooked with beef tallow is definitely different than the one cooked without it. Now, I prefer to cook briskets a little bit differently in terms of how long I cook them unwrapped versus how long I cook them wrapped, the overall cook time, a bunch of stuff like that. But in an effort to try to mimic exactly what Franklin does, I used the times that I was able to glean from the video that I watched. Now, it could be, in large part, a problem of his cooker works differently than mine. So they're both large offsets, but maybe the airflow is a lot different in those 1,000-gallon pits that he uses. I don't exactly know. For me, I would want more time on the smoke just to make sure that smoke flavor comes through absolutely crystal clear. Here, it's there, it's clear, but I want more of it. I want it to be, a standalone thing, and then everything else kind of marries with it. The flavor of the meat, the flavor of the salt, the moisture that we've added. To me, that's the way to do it. Now, as far as the beef tallow, whether or not it's effective, I think this to me proves that it's absolutely effective. So in the future, I'm gonna be cooking briskets my way in terms of time and how I wrap, except I'm going to be adding beef tallow to mine, and there's no question about that. Please leave a comment down below to tell me whether or not you think this is the thing that Aaron Franklin does, or if you don't think Aaron Franklin does anything, or you think he does something different, please let me know. You can also subscribe to the channel if you like this video. You can hit the like button as well, and then you can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mad Scientist BBQ. I'll see you guys next time.